So Destiny uploaded a debate from his stream where he and Digibro went at it on the topic of what makes a good point. And it's Digibro's answer to this question that I really want to explore here, because I was blown away when I first heard it.
Okay. So you believe that it's possible that a good point can be unsubstantiated.
Right, see?
And the only way a good point can be good if it's unsubstantiated is if you already know that the point is correct?
I mean, it's not that you have to know that the point is correct, it's that the point has to be correct.
What does it mean for the point to be correct?
It means probably that somebody else substantiated it.
Okay.
Substantiated. This is
Here,
about
no, I got one,
one,
okay? Let's say that two people are having an argument over the number of keys on a piano, okay? There are 88 keys on a piano, as far as I know, okay? Generally. Let's say that one guy, okay, says, I think there are actually 42 keys. And the guy's like, well, why do you say that? And the guy's like, well, because I have 10 MIDI keyboards at home, and they all have 40 keys or 42 keys on them. And then the other guy goes, oh yeah? Well, and then he takes two Dungeons & Dragons dice and he rolls them, and both of them land on 8. And he's like, well, 88 is actually the number of keys on the keyboard because I rolled these dice and that's what they told me. Do you think that guy has a good point because he's correct? Yeah, but assuming they're arguing about the number, they're arguing about the number of keys on a standard piano.
Well, if he fucking has the right number, then yeah, he's correct. It doesn't really matter that he reached a conclusion like an asshole. He is correct. He has the right information. If you come away from that debate going, wow, that guy who rolled the dice was a fucking moron, pianos clearly have 42 keys, then you're an idiot. You could just go look it up yourself.
What you just heard was a hypothetical that led me to wanting to make this video in the first place, because I am fascinated with Digibro's answer to it. According to his philosophy, the person who rolls the dice to get the 88 has a good point because we've already agreed that it is generally true that 88 is the right answer. Therefore, as long as his answer is right, the point is good. Now, you can react to this thought process however you want, but what I find so interesting about it is what this bit of logic implies. In this scenario, Dice Guy wasn't correct because his dice are this accurate piano calculator, which even Digi admitted would be pretty stupid. Instead, he was correct because his conclusion matches with evidence outside of his argument. In other words, we've completely forgone his reasoning in favor of his conclusion. In fact, not only have we done this for Dice Guy, but we've also done this for the MIDI Guy as well. We don't care how many keys MIDI Guy's keyboard has, nor do we care how accurate Dice Guy's dice are. All we care about is whether or not the answers 42 or 88 are correct. This leaves us in a really interesting place. Suppose this argument between the two guys was conducted in the form of a debate with an audience spectating the event. If I were watching the debate with just a general framework that I use for any debate I watch, I would listen to both sides' arguments to see how each of them arrived at their conclusions. I would then make a judgment for myself as to which side I thought performed better and compare the arguments of the side I disagreed with my own. If we watch the debate using Digibro's framework, however, our outlook on everything changes. We've already agreed for the purposes of this hypothetical that we know the answer to the question, how many keys does a standard piano have, is a known truth. Someone else has already substantiated that 88 is the correct answer. Therefore, our role in this debate in my general framework has changed from being a general spectator to being someone who evaluates whether or not the people arguing on stage are correct or not. Remember, in the case of a debate over a known truth, the audience is assumed to have just as much access to the information regarding said truth as the people conducting the debate. This leads us to what I believe to be an obvious question that we can ask because of this. If the entirety of our framework for seeing how debates are conducted consists of us just seeing which side's conclusions matches up with the correct one, then what is the point of debating questions we have the answers to? We know what the answers are, and we know who's right and who's wrong by default. We may as well be watching a game show where two contestants guess an answer and they're both either right or wrong. Why sit through argument after argument from each side when, in the end, we're not even going to consider them when evaluating who made better points? And this is what I find so fascinating about Digibro's philosophy on this issue. Compared to how I view debates, he completely distorts the very meaning of even having them in the first place. The idea that to him, someone rolling D&D dice, getting 2 8s, and coming up with the right answer to a question is as good of a point as someone who actually derived the correct answer we're comparing it to is one of the most interesting things I've heard all year. By assuming there are known truths substantiated by evidence, then debating anything where those known truths act as answers would be absurd because, in Digibro's words,
and if you come away from that debate going, wow, that guy who rolled the dice was a fucking moron, pianos clearly have 42 keys, then you're an idiot. You could just go look it up yourself.